What is up, everybody? Welcome back to episode 3 of Off the Bounce. I'm Slam the Bookie. These are my co-hosts, Alpha Dog Bets and Hefe Picks. What's up, boys? How we doing?
Another day in paradise,
La
baby.
Vida Loca.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Good
sir.
to have you back. Good to have you back. Let me first start out. Yesterday was a little tough not seeing your face on here, man. It's good to see you. Glad to have you back on the show.
Yeah, I was behind the scenes feeding y'all picks, but yeah, man, I'm glad to be back, man. We're gonna get the show popping. Yeah, guys, if you haven't already, make sure you smash that like button, hit that subscribe button for us. Thank you all for the support. As always, special thank you to Spear Wage for sponsoring the show. If you guys haven't, make sure you give him a follow. He's the best in the business. We're going to jump right into it, guys. We got a quick recap, and then we're going to jump right into our NBA slate for today, guys. So yesterday's recap, we're going to jump right into the early slate. We have 76ers at the Pistons. All right. The line was a little off. Pistons was plus 3.5, I think.
Yes.
What do y'all think about this game? I think the Pistons, they played well first half, played okay third quarter, and they kind of just let it go fourth. What's your thoughts on this, Alpha?
So this game to me was all about the second half defense by Philadelphia. They outscored the Pistons 46-32 in the second half, only allowing 32 points in the entire second half, while Detroit scored 34 in just the second quarter. So they scored more in the second quarter than they did in the third and fourth combined. It was a great defensive game plan by Philly. They rotated well on the defensive end, and Detroit just can't seem to play a complete game right now. Hefe, what did you see in this one last night?
Well, the last thing you said is the most important thing. Detroit right now they're not a team. They're figuring it out. The number one pick, Cade Cunningham, last night was his, I believe, third game with the team. Listen, I mean, he had a double-double, 18 and 10, but you don't want to see him shooting 4 for 17 from the court and 1 of 7 from three-point line. In his career, he started 0 for 18 before making that first three-pointer last night. And it was a moonshot three-pointer, don't get it wrong, but it was pretty lucky if you ask me. I actually want to focus with this game on the other side, on the 76ers. And to answer what you guys are thinking, no, I'm not going to talk about Joel Embiid. I'm going to talk about Seth Curry. Where would the 76ers be without Seth Curry? Let's for a second go back in time. Daryl Morey should get an award just for this trade. He traded Seth Curry for Richardson. Think about that. Seth Curry has been so crucial to this team, especially with Ben Simmons' absence. Last night, he dropped a cool 23, leading the team in scoring, and honestly was the floor general most of the game. Kudos to Daryl Morey for making that trade, getting Seth Curry, trading Josh Richardson away. He's fitting in with the team, and with Ben Simmons' absence, he's truly filling a much-needed void.
Cool. Let's jump right into the next recap. We have the Jazz at the Hawks. Score. What's the score?
116-98.
116-98. Jordan Clarkson had a great game. The Hawks were in the game until the fourth. But yeah, what a bounce back by Jordan Clarkson. The game before this, he went 0-11 from 3.
Yeah.
Only had 2 points. Man, what a bounce back here. He ended up having 30 points here. Pretty much carried his team to the win. I don't know, man. This Hawks team has been struggling second half for me.
Absolutely.
I personally didn't play this game, but I did like the Hawks. I don't know. I'm glad I stayed off of it. What's your take on this, Alpha? I know you had the Jazz.
Yeah, the Jazz was my play of the day yesterday. The Hawks just have not looked like the same team as they did last year at the end of the season. I mean, last game yesterday, in the fourth quarter alone, they gave up 41 points at home to the Jazz without Donovan Mitchell. That's just inexcusable, especially on your home court. And the Jazz are one of those teams that if you give them some opportunities late, they're going to put you away. And you saw that with Clarkson's 30 and then putting up 41 in the fourth. Great performance by the Jazz. Hefe, what did you see in this one last night?
Like Slam said, like you said, Alpha, Jordan Clarkson's the reason that the Jazz won this game in Donovan Mitchell's absence. There's a reason that this guy won the Sixth Man of the Year last year. There was a reason that he was the betting favorite coming into this year to win it again. He is a baller. Like Slam mentioned, last game he had a terrible game, terrible shooting game, and he came in and he balled out last night. 30 points, most of it done in the second half when they needed him. No Donovan Mitchell, so he had to show up, and he did. On the other side, you guys are right. The Hawks are Inconsistent is the word I will use to describe them right now. It's weird because this is really the same core of players from last year. They had a great playoff run last year, so you would think that they would take that synergy and bring it over into the season, but they have yet to find that yet. Listen, we're not going to overreact. They're 4-5. It's 9 games into the season. I think that the talent will get there and they will play like they're supposed to, and they will be a top 5 team in the East like they were last year.
Absolutely. More time to come for them. I think they'll be right on track.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Let's jump right to the next one. We got Celtics at the Heat. Celtics actually won outright. I actually gave out a lock on the show.
Yes, you did.
Yesterday.
Yes,
Celtics plus the 6.5. You didn't need the points. Won outright. Hefe, you're really big on the Heats. What happened here? I don't want to say it, but you might have jinxed Hero here. He had a terrible game. Did I jinx
him and Duncan? Him and Duncan, you jinxed both of them.
Well, I never said anything about Duncan, guys, but let's take a look at what Tyler
and Lowry.
Hero did.
Lowry had a terrible game.
I may, you guys, damn, I may have jinxed Tyler Hero. He had a bad day. Over 4 from 3, 11 from field goal percentage, 6 points total in 29 minutes. He did a lot of running around and not a lot else. This came down to one thing and one thing only last night, guys. It's real simple. The Heat were up by 6 points going into the second quarter, and then something happened. One team showed up, and one team did not because the Boston Celtics.
It was their bench play.
Yeah, the Boston Celtics in the second quarter outscored the Heat 33-9 to go up 51-33 at halftime, and at that point, the game was over. And that was the story of the game. In the second half, they pretty much played even basketball, and the Celtics had the game. Kudos to the Celtics. They needed this trip to Florida, beating the Magic, beating the Heat back-to-back games to kind of change the narrative of their team now going forward, and they did just that. So, honestly, sometimes you got to take your hat off and tip your hat, and that's what I do to the Celtics. Good 2-game stretch for them.
They definitely got the results they needed in the 2-game stretch, but last night to me was not indicative of Boston's play. Miami couldn't hit a shot from anywhere. It didn't matter if it was a layup, wide open threes. They just could not get the ball in the basket. It was just one of those games for them. We see it in the NBA all the time. You knew at halftime that game was over. Just Miami did not have it, and Boston was able to convert. So good for them, as you're right, picking up both games in Florida.
Cool. Let's jump right into the last game of yesterday's slate. Thunder at Lakers. Hefe, I know you talked about the Lakers yesterday. Man, I thought this was a good spot for the Lakers to actually bounce back.
Me too.
The Thunder won the first game a couple days before. No LeBron, but, man, they played bad in the fourth. Kind of just blew the game away for the Lakers. But, yeah, man, what's your thought on this, Hefe? I know you had Lakers first half.
Yeah, if you remember, Alpha, yesterday when we were speaking about this game, what did I say? I said the Lakers have this, for some reason, attitude about them, that when they play bottom-level teams, they just don't care. They're just la, la, la. They don't take it seriously. What happened last night? They go up by, I think, 19 points on the Thunder in the second half, and then they put that thing in cruise control. And what ended up happening? For the second time this year, the Oklahoma City Thunder overcame a double-digit lead to the Lakers and win the game outright.
Plus
the Oklahoma City Thunder are 2-6 this year. They're 2-6 this year, Oklahoma City. Both of their wins are against the Lakers. Alpha, you can't be happy as a Laker fan.
No Laker fan can be happy watching this. I mean, Russell Westbrook leads the NBA in final minute turnovers. He has 5 turnovers in the final minute this season. And did you see the one last night? He's driving to the hole with a chance to kick it, dish it, tie the game, and he just tries to throw the ball around his back, throws it out of bounds, never had control of the ball, just right out of bounds. Typical Westbrook style, playing Westbrook ball. I thought with LeBron off the court, which for the first 3 quarters, they were doing a pretty good job of spacing, moving the ball, and they had the right amount of people on the court who would dominate the ball. And Russell brought it up, fed AD, and they were getting buckets. But in the fourth quarter, they abandoned all that. It turned into Russell Westbrook dribbling up, pulling up, not facilitating, not driving. And they lost again to the Oklahoma City Thunder. There's nothing you could say besides that. I mean, SGA was cold with that step-back 3 in the final seconds from almost midcourt. Unbelievable shot, but you can't base a game on one play. And they were 10-point favorites. So I even can't blame it on that.
Yeah. I looked at one of the last plays of the game. I mean, at one point there were 4 defenders on SGA, and he dumps it down to Lou Dort for an easy dunk.
Easy dunk.
That pretty much tells me the game. I mean, the Lakers they had no game plan. They went into this game thinking they were just going to win this thing outright, no problemo, and they got their asses kicked in the second half, and rightfully so. That team. Now, I still stand by what I've been saying this entire time on this show. The Lakers, they do not care about losing to the Thunder on a random Thursday in November. They couldn't care less. This team is built for the stretch run. But while I say that, they can't lose these games. They simply cannot lose these games.
At the end of the season, if they're a couple games short, fighting for home court, these are the games you look back to that were easy, winnable games.
Totally.
And this team should be 0-8. They're 2-6. Both wins against a playoff caliber Laker team full of all-stars. Just not going to cut it.
Yes, sir. All right, guys, let's jump right into today's breakdown.
Let's do it.
All right,
let's get to it.
We have a pretty big slate today. We're gonna.
Who doesn't love an NBA Friday?
We're gonna try to knock out at least 5 or 6 games for you guys. But let's start with the Brooklyn Nets at the Pistons. Line sitting at 10 at some books. I see some 9.5s out there. Pistons off a back-to-back. Man, it's hard to back the Pistons right now, guys.
Agreed.
For me, I'm staying off this game. Maybe a second half play, but Alpha, what's your take on this, man? I know you talked about the Nets earlier.
It's simple. Nets. I'm riding the fade the Pistons train till the wheels fall off. We hit the Sixers last night, and they're not playing complete games right now, guys. And the Nets are a team that if you don't play a complete game with the offensive weapons that they have, they're going to bury you, and they're going to bury you early. Give me the Nets by the points, and not to give too much away early, it's definitely one of my favorite plays of the day. Hefe, what do you read tonight in this one?
I can't blame you for wanting to be on that side because I get your mindset. Just like last night, it's not so much you're taking the Nets, you're more so fading Detroit, which is the right thing to do. On a back-to-back, yes, they're at home, but they're not playing as a complete team. They have yet to play a full 48 minutes together and cohesively. They're 1-7. The Nets on paper, superior, much more superior, talented in all positions.
Yep.
But the double-digit spread. It
scares
me.
Just to remind you, this isn't just their second game in a row. This is their third game in 4 days. So they've had a lot of basketball played lately and not a lot of off days. Tough game tonight, trying to put all the energy guarding Harden, guarding Durant. It's tough, especially on a 3 out of 4. I just don't think you could take.
I'm going to stay away, but if I was going to be on a side, I would take the Nets because talent-wise, they don't even belong on the same court, the Pistons and the Nets.
Yeah, I just think if the Pistons can compete with the Nets, they have to score, man. Like, if you look at their past games, they're having trouble getting over that 100 mark, you know?
Yeah.
They need Cade Cunningham to be Cade Cunningham. He needs to pass the ball. He needs to score and be the number 1 overall pick. I know it's early, but he is playing so bad that you got to step it up a little bit. You can't keep playing how he's playing.
I completely agree with that. I think Cade, he just has a lot on his shoulders, man. Pistons are kind of a one-man team right now, man. Jeremy Grant, stop Jeremy Grant, you beat the Pistons.
Yep.
Other than that, somebody needs to step up in this lineup, man, because Jeremy Grant.
Cade Cunningham. That is what they need. That is the piece they need, and that's what they got.
The thing is that there will be that game that Cade Cunningham does take over. There will be the Cade Cunningham is here game. Will it happen tonight? I don't think so.
He will have a breakout game.
That's what I'm saying.
But anyways, guys, so we all lean the Nets. Alpha is taking the Nets. Minus the 10, one of his favorite plays of the day. But we're moving on. We're going to jump right into the Grizzlies at the Wizards. Line sitting at -2. Total is at 220.5. I personally like the Grizzlies here, man. They're a hot team. They play well on the road. Ja is just a monster, a dog, man. Like, he can't be stopped. The Wizards would have to play defense or outscore them to win this game, in my opinion. But to back the Wizards here, I don't know, man. I just can't trust them right now.
It's tough. It's tough. Even with their record, it's tough to back a team like Wizards because we know on paper they're not the best team. So they've been putting up great performances so far. But is that indicative of how their play is going to keep going throughout the season? I'm not too sure. So it's a little hard trusting them just yet. But if they keep pulling these results off, it's going to be hard to not take the Wizards going forward. Hefe, how do you feel about the Wizards as a team? Not only just this game, but they've impressed me this year.
So far, they have impressed me. Listen, they took a bad Westbrook contract and traded it for 3 formidable pieces in Harrell, Kuzma, and KCP. I give them a lot of credit for doing that. Personally, when that trade happened, I didn't think it would work out this well for Washington, but it has.
It's early.
But those 3 pieces currently, they're meshing with Bradley Beal, who is the franchise over there. And then remember, they still got Rui Hachimura. They still got Danny from Israel. They have a lot of talent on that team. How it's going to mesh is ultimately going to be the barometer of their success or not. Tonight, they're going against the Grizzlies, who, in my opinion, right now, have the most improved player in the league in John Morant, who has just taken his game to another level. We all knew that he was explosive. We all knew that he could get to the rack. But now he's got a jumper. Now he could shoot a 3. And let me tell you something. He has what it takes to be one of those top 10 NBA players in the league. He is balling on another level right now. And not to kind of tip my tips, but Grizzlies money line might be something I'm looking at the end of the show as one of my best bets.
Pretty good odds that we will be seeing that later on Hefe's top board from that little nugget of information. He loves giving us these nuggets of information. So thank you, Hefe. Guys, I just don't think that the Grizzlies are getting enough media attention. They really are not.
They never do.
I know. And there was
that little engine that could.
I wish we got more primetime games to see them play. But they really are a good team, and I do like them in this spot. It's not one of my favorite plays today, but I would definitely lean Memphis +2. They're definitely the better team on paper. The Wizards have been playing better basketball, but we'll see what happens when they collide. That's a recipe for a great game, so I'm excited for tonight's game.
Cool, guys. So it looks like we're all leaning and taking the Grizzlies +2. Hefe likes the money line outright. I'm taking the points just in case. I think it's going to be a close game. But anyways, let's reset real quick. We're going to, if you haven't already, guys, shout out to Pure Waves for sponsoring this show, man. If you haven't, guys,
the GOAT.
Make sure to go follow him on Twitter, guys, if you haven't already. He's the best in the business. All right, moving along, guys. We are jumping right into the Knicks and the Bucks. Okay.
Speaking about the best in the business, let's go.
Nothing like a Friday night Knicks game.
Oh, we could sing the whole song for the people, Hefe. I don't think they want that today, though. Slam, I'm going to turn this on you, Slam. What do you think about this Knicks game tonight? How do you feel about the Knicks? Because the people know how me and Hefe feel about the Knicks. They got to know how you feel about the Knicks.
Man, what are the 2 games? 2 games.
2 terrible games. 2 terrible games.
So I don't know why you had to start it off with that.
Yeah,
I know. There's so many other things to talk about, but go ahead.
This is a great opportunity for the Knicks here. No Middleton. I know they get Drew Holiday back.
They do,
but they're getting points here. They're getting about. There was at 5, now it's at 4. It's obviously dropping. The Knicks need to get it together, man. They're already dropped to the 4th in the standings. Nets have.
Sitting
Nets
at 5
are leading
3,
them. Yes, Sixers are leading it. So they really need to get it together here. So it's a great opportunity for them to maybe win outright. I know the public is heavily backing the Knicks tonight, and for me, I just don't like backing public action. That's just my.
I find that surprising. I find that surprising that the public is backing the Knicks tonight.
I agree. I would have thought it would be the other way.
Yeah,
I just think it's always been like that, though. Like the public.
It's true.
On the Knicks.
It's true. A lot of the Knicks, you do usually have a high betting percentage on them. And tonight's game, guys, I actually don't love the matchup. It's a huge game for the Knicks, but they're getting Giroux back, and the Knicks are on a 2-game slide. And early season Knicks, as lifelong Knicks fans, we have definitely seen this before. And I said this on the first night of the show when we talked about the Knicks, that this is the exact type of games that the Knicks lose, and they did lose that game. And I hope I'm wrong tonight, but this is the exact type of game that they get blown out in. Hefe, what do you think? As also a diehard suffering Knicks fan.
I just took my woosah deep breath. So I'm gonna start off calm. The Knicks need tonight. We need tonight.
It's true, but is it going to happen?
I don't care that the Bucks won the championship last year. I don't care that they have a 2-time MVP on their team. The Knicks need this victory. We just got to play defense tonight in every freaking quarter. Not just the second quarter or the first quarter, but all 4 quarters. I just want to see a full game. One time, I just want to see a full game. Okay? I want to see Emmanuel quickly not be erratic and for some reason think he's Steph Curry and shoot pull-up threes every single time on a fast break. Stop doing that.
But last year we loved that out of him.
Doing that.
You didn't say that last year. Didn't say it last year when he was doing it.
Doesn't matter, dude. It doesn't matter. It's not working. You're killing momentum when you do that. Stop. Julius Randle. If you're watching this show, Julius Randle, big fan of Off the Bounce, by the way, in case nobody knew. Julius, stop playing your heart out.
Randle ball.
For 6 minutes.
What about Kemba Walker? What about Kemba Walker?
He's been outstanding. He looks like he loves playing in New York, and he's been shooting great from 3. He's been great.
I'm not going to yell at Kemba. I'm not going to yell at Derrick Rose. I'm going to yell at Julius.
It's been Randle.
It's been Randle. Randle's got to get it together. He's got to get it together and play a full freaking game, not get 16 points in the first quarter and then decide to just freaking run on the treadmill for the next 3 quarters of the game. Unacceptable. I need Mitch Robinson to be a presence down low today. And I know Nerlens just got back, but oh my God, he played so bad in his first game.
You think Randle's going to have more? You think Randle's going to have issues with Giannis? Because he's going to.
Yes. But he needs to figure it out. This is the game he needs to figure out. But guys, we're spending way too much time on the Knicks with so many other games. We need your pick, Hefe. Give the people your pick.
Yeah, I'm rocking with the Knicks +4. Of course I am, because my heart's in this shit, dog. Like, I really believe in them, and I think tonight.
All right, so y'all heard it first. This is a heart pick. You know how heart picks go, so be careful. Slam, what's next on this slate for us tonight?
All right, guys. So next game, let's talk about the Cavaliers at Toronto today. Line sitting at 5.5, 6 at some.
Do you see that total? Do you see the total?
I do.
Oh yeah, the total. Wow, that's low. 204.5, guys.
You don't see that often.
Yeah, you don't.
Oh my God. Yeah,
I
that's
personally,
the lowest total I've seen all year.
Toronto has been red hot, guys. 4-game winning streak on the road.
5.
Well, 4 games on the road.
On the road.
4 games on the road. 4 games on the road.
So,
5 games overall.
Yeah. So now they're returning home. The Cavs have been impressive as of late. Playing well. Jared Allen playing great. You got maybe rookie of the year candidate Evan Mobley. What's your take, man? I love the Cavs in the spot, man. I'm taking the points here. I didn't even notice.
I'll be really quick on this.
Total, but
I'm laying off this game. But
as well.
The Raptors have a 5-game win streak. Cavaliers without Markkanen again. He's out with COVID. If I was to lean to a side, I'm going to take the hot hand in the Raptors, but this is not a play for me. This is a let's see what happens type of game. I do think the Raptors win this game.
I'm on the same boat as Hefe. I do think the Raptors win this game, but this is not one I'm touching, guys. Won the few games tonight. It's just no read on it. Both not great teams. If you want to tail someone, Slammy is on the Cavs money line.
Yeah. Well, I'm taking the points, but Cavs money line if you want to be risky.
Okay, he's taking the points and the money line. But we got to get into this next game, guys. I love this next matchup we have here with the Clippers and the T-Wolves. Clippers coming in with a -2.5 line at the Timberwolves. Hefe, what do you see in this one?
What if I told you that Paul George was leading the league in scoring with 28.9 points per game? Would you guys believe me?
No.
If I didn't look it up earlier, probably not. But
when I saw the stat, I kind of took a double take. I didn't realize he was playing so well. He's shooting a career high from the field. He's shooting a career high from three-point range. And like I said, he's averaging 28.9 points, which is also a career high. The man is flat out balling. They're visiting Minnesota.
Bro. He has to.
Okay, I understand, Slam, he has to. But they're producing results, right? Yeah. Their last game, they beat Minnesota. They're playing Minnesota again. Minnesota's 1-5 against the spread. I'm taking the Clippers. Money line, -135. Value, better players. I like it. Alpha, you agreeing with me or you fading me?
Unfortunately, I'm agreeing with you again. Tonight we seem to see a lot of the same stuff. I am all over the Clippers, guys. I think their shooting is going to be too hot for the T-Wolves tonight. And I think by halftime, anyone who tails us is going to be in a very happy position. But we don't have a lot of time left, guys. We want to try and get 2 more games in for you. I'm going to bring us into our
Sure.
second to last one. Slammy's going to take us into our last one. But, guys, we have the Hornets tonight coming in +2, traveling to Sacramento and taking on the Kings. You guys do know I love my Hornets this year. They score like no other team. Hefe, what do you see in this one?
The Kings are one of those sneaky teams that you kind of forget about when you talk about like good cover teams versus bad cover teams. You know what I mean? They're always a team that'll surprise you. I like the Hornets tonight. I like the
I do
Hornets
too.
tonight. I like the Hornets.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. I do too. It's one of my favorite plays. Hornets +2.
This to me is one of those plays that people look at and they're going to overthink. They're going to sit there and be like, "Oh my god, the Hornets are better than the Kings."
Especially off last game.
Yeah.
Coming off a bad game, coming off a terrible, their worst performance, bounce back.
Played so bad last game.
Exactly. This is an overthinker game, right? You sit here, you look like, oh, Hornets sucked last game. Kings at home, -2. That's a low number. I'm going to rock with the Kings. Don't overthink. Take the Hornets. They're a better team.
Hefe, what is your
everybody.
line? Hefe, what is your line? You're looking at the game in what?
Oh, microcosm.
A microscope. Looking at the game in a microscope, not
You're
the full
looking-
season
you
of
gotta
work.
look at the whole thing,
Whole
not
season,
just
absolutely.
the last couple games, my friends.
Exactly.
Cool, guys. Let's jump right into the last game. We're running out of time.
Last
here.
game.
Pacers at the Blazers. Line sitting at -5, guys. How we feeling about the Blazers here? No Dame and the crew have been struggling, man.
I'll take
but
this.
they're back.
I got this.
They're back. They're back at home.
Let's hear it. Hefe, give it to him.
Damian Lillard, prove to me that you really want to stay in
He doesn't
Portland,
care.
man.
He does
Prove
not
to
care.
me that you care. Prove
This
it
is
to
the
me.
game.
Don't tell
This is
me.
the game.
Don't tell me.
This is the
I don't
game.
want to see quotes. I want to see a freaking box score that proves it to me. And tonight better be the night. They better beat the Pacers at
Tonight
home.
is the night,
I'm
guys.
laying off
Blazers
this game
minus the
because
5.
he better prove it to us.
Here's my play, guys. Pacers +5.5. The Blazers have looked horrible. And last game, Miles Turner set a
You
career
fading me?
high 6 3-pointers for Miles Turner. He's going to come in and play well again. He is the difference maker to that team this year. Give me the Pacers. I don't even understand how he's making 6 threes. He couldn't hit any last year.
I don't even want to
Show me
correct
it
you
again.
that it's 7.
Yeah, he's definitely not making 6 threes anymore. So
7. Don't you know?
So before we move
7.
on, Alpha, you're saying that Dame's not proving nothing tonight.
He hasn't proved anything all year. Why would tonight stop?
I mean,
Why would
he's
tonight
gonna
start?
Okay.
It's
Respect.
the Pacers, bro.
Respect.
And they just smacked the Knicks. I watched every minute of that terrible game. Trust me, they look pretty good.
Yeah, it's gonna be a good letdown spot for the Pacers for sure. Watch.
Did you
just
say
watch.
so? All right, Slam, take them into the best section, what they've all been waiting for, our best bets of the day.
sir.
Wade to LeBron. I'm going to kick it off, guys. We're going to be starting with the Hornets +2 as my favorite play of the night. Going to be moving on to the Clippers -2.5 and the Nets -10. We were 2-1 yesterday, guys. Let's build on that. Hefe, give the people your picks.
Grizzlies money line +115. They're 6-2 against the spread, 3-1 against the spread on the
Yes,
road.
sir.
Number 2 play, Clippers
Don't
money
overthink.
line -135. They're playing
Don't
the Timberwolves, who are 1-5 against the spread at home. And
Yes,
my
sir.
third play is a game that we did not speak about. I'm taking the Spurs -3 visiting the Magic tonight, who are 0-3 against the spread at home. Slammy, what do you got?
All right, boys. So I'm jumping on the Grizzlies with the crew right here. My next pick would be the Cavs +5.5.
Okay.
Love in Cleveland. Unbelievable.
And I'm rocking with Dame tonight, man. Big bounce back spot. Take Blazers -5. You can get 4.5 at some books, but -5. All right, guys.
Gentlemen, I got some bad news.
What?
This is the last we're all gonna, meet together until Monday.
Oof.
Yeah, no.
Guys, I hope everyone has a great weekend out there. The boys, I hope y'all have a great weekend. This has been sponsored by Pure Wage, guys. If you don't already, shoot them a follow. Best in the business.
sir.
Also, subscribe
Yes,
to us.
sir.
We'll be here Monday through Friday, 4:30 to 5 to break it down for y'all. Can't wait for next week.
Thank you, guys. Thank
First,
you, guys.
I just want to say, thank you everybody for rocking with us. First 3 episodes, it's been
Yes, sir.
nothing but fun, and we literally cannot wait to be back on here on Monday talking NBA with you guys every single day, 4:30 to 5 p.m. Eastern Standard.
Slam, get the final word. Go Knicks. Slam, final word.
All right, boys. We'll see you back on Monday at 4:30 Eastern Standard Time. Mark calendars, boys. Have a good weekend.
Hit the
Peace.
video. Hit that video. I gotta see.